Hello. I should add a context to this is that the other party and my former mother-in-law have both sought to hinder the relationship, is to an understatement, of the children with the paternal side of the family. The reasoning behind this is not fully known, although in effect what has happened is they have given false testimony to the Provincial North Van Court, which has been complicit really in the alienation of two children in their formative years and the tender bond between a very close grandmother on the paternal side and myself, of course, their father. This is in conjunction with the ongoing alienation of some 5 years and against the orders of the Supreme Court, which of course has the jurisdiction in this long-standing 9-year, going on 10-year family matter in British Columbia, Canada. In lieu of an appearance and a denial of jurisprudence by the North Van Provincial Court and Joanne Challenger, the justice in the matter, I have decided outside the jurisdiction of the court that I will be giving my side of events via social media, the testimony which should have occurred had I been given fair jurisprudence and notification of false accusations made against myself pertaining to my children in this family matter, where there is no history whatsoever of ill will or harm that has been proven, only alleged. And I might add that the complicit bad actors and agencies involved in this stem from earlier false reporting to the Child Protection Services Agency of the North Shore of Vancouver, MCFD, under the auspices of the team leader, RCD, Amber Phillips, who has, I understand, endorsed the other party, again without notification to myself as a 50-50 equal shared parent at the time of a ongoing custody matter and held in the Supreme Court. And the letter of endorsement was based upon, a very illegitimate so-called investigation, which did not even interview a single witness. 7 were provided, character references ranging from those in the clergy to barristers, doctors, and professionals in the community who also attended the church where the children and I attended for some 3 years. And during this siege of 2 children, the MCFD and the RCMP have refused to cooperate in the best interests of the children. In fact, they have hindered, again, the orders of the court that ensured contact with myself, indeed the family of the King children. And this depravity has been ongoing to such a degree it is a serious concern. And I've asked members of the community at large to simply try to keep an eye out for the children in that community and give me peace of mind, as any parent would require, of their well-being. And this has been, again, made almost impossible by the order made in the provincial court in that area by a justice who's in conflict with the higher court's order. And what is of concern is the cruel and unusual punishment as per the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, 1982, and the unusual action given the lack of any kind of criminal history whatsoever, and the hearsay with which this was brought by a lawyer of ill repute who misled the court. We cannot rely upon, as fathers in Canada, not just in British Columbia, although there is certainly serious concerns there, as I say, for jurisprudence in family court. In my opinion, a non-professional one, but one based on experience, I believe that a new deal, as it were, must be sought in legislation to disband the Bar Association's association with family courts. Family courts should not exist. They are civil proceedings that are taken place in private, in chambers, and their lack of oversight has led to real injustice in our country, and which has affected generations of Canadians, such as myself and my children. And I believe that this is strongly far more prevalent than any concern that we now have about First Nations and the historical so-called allegations that have been disproved by a lack of evidence and continue to be in that regard. We should be focusing our attention instead on the current generation, First Nations included, of course, that continue to be hounded and mired in vexatious litigation made possible by our broken system. And for this, I suggest that we look at Scandinavia, and specifically Sweden, which has essentially disbanded family law in favor of mediation, and the responsibility of parents to co-parent and have a plan once they separate, beyond simple monetary, punitive measures against one gender. In Canada, that's males, and nowhere else do we see the prevalence of obstruction of work via withholding of licenses, the freedom of movement enshrined in the Charter, and the restriction of passport issuance. These things are unconstitutional. They should be challenged. They should be struck down fully and completely. And to anything less is not a democratic freedom. And we may consider that we are under rule of another form of democracy, but not one that is based on freedom. Thank you.